me for your time, and congratulations on my 5th win in a row. Good on me for keeping TCG based as it always has been. Will someone dethrone me next season? Please? You'll have your chance when you join in the next season. As always, there's a link in the description for EXU's Discord server where you could join and try to finally put an end to my win streak. Regardless, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell for more EXU videos on... Wait, they don't do TCG videos? Cringe!
How does it feel to be talking to yourself this time around?
No, it's nothing new, you know this. I'm always trying to, tell you how goofy all your plays are in the back of your head, but, sometimes you just never listen, is what it is.
It's not my fault, God. Okay. How do I feel about my 5th victory in Ladder?
Every time it's a surprise. I never think you get the win this time around, but for some reason winning is just... It's always a surprise. I never really expect it for you, and you never see yourself winning, but here you are.
That's a very fair point. I never really do see myself winning, and then here you are.
Yeah, I do make some very fair points, you're right.
Alrighty, so what is our thoughts on this ladder's format in the power level?
So, this format was pretty simplistic this time around, but I'd still say fairly balanced. I know last season was a lot stronger. I think I'd agree with myself too in that, but, there were no card reports this time around, at least not to the very tail end that you saw or recalled, but other than that, it was pretty simple, but I got no real complaints.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. It was very simple, and there is really nothing to complain about.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Indeed. Alrighty. Before this season, we made a bet with a member of our server. Could I tell us more about it?
Okay, so we made a bet with this guy named Fallen, this clown who really loves men. The bet was that you couldn't join until the second half of the season, so the ladder was a month, so not until the 2-week mark. And then we had to start from the bottom. And whenever we had the chance to challenge him, you had to take it, whether you wanted to or not. And if we won, we'd get $100 PayPal. If he won, we'd have to say, "I love men," in the general chats once every midnight until the next ladder season, which I would not be able to participate in. In the end, though, we actually won it, and soon enough, I am getting $100 richer with you.
So, who do you think the most difficult opponent was for you this season? And, are there any names that stick out to us?
Really hard to say, honestly. You've only dropped 3 games this whole season, I believe. One of them because we played Monkey Unga Bunga with in a casual match in the very beginning. So not the beginning, the very end. Sorry, with Full, the Mayut match. We weren't taking ourselves seriously, and it didn't even matter because at that point, we had too much elo. As for people, no person really sticks out, but I can recall specific matches that were typical for you. Hardest match would have to be with Full's Megalith Utopia build, and you'd say it was incredibly hard match. That deck is fucking scary when it could do. It can put a really flexible amount of boards, and that's a really scary grind game for a combo deck. And then, with Full and just dropping that one big green Megalith, I don't know the name off the top of my head, the one that, basically pops your whole field.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. And then there's the fact that I was on Plunders at the time. Plunder, Hunter, Thunder, Blunder. The hardest fucking deck to pilot, in my opinion. And then it was honestly a miracle that we came out on top on that one. But besides that one in particular, I don't recall any single match that sticks out. There's Fallen, that clown, and his Chaos Performers, but he's a joke. No offense.
Alrighty. So, this ladder, we introduced the ELO system with complex rules to counter stalling. How well do I think that worked out?
We can say for sure that with your deliberating, it did what it was meant to do. It definitely completely got rid of stalling. though with it came a lot of other issues. One of them being that you had to be extremely active as the host in order to manage the ladder. Like, without we, it just wouldn't be able to move forward. It would just come to a complete standstill. So, I mean, it did definitely just completely destroy stalling. That was a non-issue, and that was wonderful. And there were lots of matches going on, though, in turn, just had to be there all the time, you know? And hopefully with the
Yeah.
next season, like, you'd fix that and it would require less of just your presence, you know?
So, what changes would you want for the ladder next season, knowing how hectic it was to manage this one?
Probably gonna go back to the more traditional system instead of ELO, but keeping a lot of the stall rules that we put in this season. Revenge might probably come back as well, though with some changes. And then some other little quality of life things that'll hopefully make it nice and streamlined. The overall goal is for you to essentially make it easier for people with tighter schedules, because those with much more tight schedules usually have a hard time finding duels, and it kind of punishes those who are more available, because they can only, challenge this one person at this one specific time, or if their times don't match, then, they just can't challenge them at all. So, like, gonna try and keep that in mind and try to make some rules and other little bits to hopefully fix that, if not make it a complete non-issue, and just kind of move on from there, keep things simple, and definitely reduce a lot of the text in a lot of these rules. Like, you have to read a whole essay to actually, understand what's going on. So, with the next season, I do want to definitely cut down on a lot of the words.
Good, because I don't think any of us can actually read.
True! Who the fuck reads anymore?
Not us.
Exactly.
So, on our inability to read, do you have any closing thoughts before we end the interview?
Nothing really that comes to mind. Thanks, Fallen, for $100. Thank me for interviewing yourself. And you look
Oh,
forward to playing in the next season and to see how Darkwing Blast and the new EXU banlist change the format. And of course, as always, gotta be based, gotta be red-pilled. TCG supremacy. Don't listen to the communist custom card menace Red's pulling out. It's bullshit propaganda. Play TCG!
TCG supremacy, bitches!
Exactly.